Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel again. So today I recently repurchased some of my favorite brushes, my makeup brushes from Morphe, unfortunately. Yes, I know Morphe has its own little drama and stigma, negative stigma, but one thing I do like about them is that they do make affordable brushes. Now today I'm going to go over my favorite eye brush sets from Morphe, because honestly I don't have I'm not going to do a face brush set just because my face brushes, I kind of have a mix. I don't really use a lot of one brand of face brushes. I kind of have a variety, so I can't really be authentic and give you guys a good review of Morphe face brushes if I really don't use them. I really use a good mix. So I do, however, use a bunch of Morphe eye brushes. So I'm going to go over my two favorite sets. I literally have three sets of both of these sets I'm going to talk about today. So I bought one set obviously once, and then I loved it so much I bought a couple more, and same with the other set I'm going to be talking about. I did have only one set recently, and then I recently picked up more. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, and it appears that the original set I purchased from Morphe has changed, but they do have a similar one. So I'll go ahead and link the similar ones, and I only pulled the brushes that I have from that set that's still available. Unfortunately, the set I used to buy is no longer available, it looks like, but these are the brushes from that collection. It seems like they switched out some brushes that obviously I don't have. They added some and took some out, so I'm just going to mention the ones that are in that set. So this is what the set looks like. I'm trying to I'll talk about them individually. So these, I'm just going to go ahead and mention, these are natural bristle, white-haired. I don't like these. I've tried, let me pull it up. I've tried to use Morphe, wait, this one's actually a little bit, it's stained. You can barely see it's stained. I cleaned it so good. But it's, I've tried to use Morphe natural bristle hair brushes in this white bristle form, and I just find it to be a little scratchy. These are the brushes M441 and M433, and I just don't like them. I feel like they're a little scratchy and a little on the eye, and personally I just don't like white bristle hairs just because they stain and look dirty over time, and that's not the aesthetic I like. So honestly, I just prefer synthetic brushes anyways, with the exception of some of these. Just being truthfully honest, I try to buy synthetic as often as I can. Honestly, I didn't even know these weren't synthetic, or else I wouldn't have really bought them, but I'm not too heavy on the synthetic hair thing. I do prefer to buy synthetic hair brushes as much as I can, but sometimes it slips my mind and I forget and I purchase stuff without checking, and that's kind of what happened here. But you can really find really good sort of dupes and other replacements if you are die-hard vegan and cruelty-free. I don't recommend these obviously for real hair, but if that doesn't affect you, these brushes are a really good option. So Amazon has really good vegan synthetic hairs. Anyway, so these white bristles, don't like them. But two of those come in this giant set. So, but I love these enough that I don't care about the ones I can't use, or the white bristle ones, because I still use the rest of the set. It's still a good set. These are also natural hair bristles, but I didn't know that. I really do love these. They are softer than the white ones. I don't feel like these are scratchy. They are a little scratchy, but I feel like they are significantly softer than those. And sometimes these just give a nice softness to a look. They're really good smudger, like if you want to soften something out. I really do like these for that. But again, these are natural bristle. They are from animals. So, you know, kind of take that with what you prefer personally. But I do use these. Now down to my favorite. These are all synthetic. I love synthetic brushes. I know that a lot of people are like huge advocates for natural brushes, but I am an advocate for synthetic ones because I think they honestly perform so well. I think I could get rid of all my synthetic brushes. Honestly, wouldn't do that just because it's wasteful. But I could essentially get rid of all of my natural bristle hairs and be happy with these synthetic ones. This one is my absolute favorite to start with. This one is the E27. I never suggest buying these individually. They get so expensive if you buy them individually. I know it seems wasteful to buy a set if you're not going to use all of the brushes, but the way that Morphe is set up, if you just buy these synthetic brushes, it's really expensive. But I understand that if you're trying to not advocate for, you know, natural bristle hairs, how you might want to go ahead and pick them up individually. That's all personal preference, but I'm going to go ahead and run through how I use every single one of these and why I love them so much. So again, this one I like to start out with. This is a great, it's a larger crease brush. If you're just doing a nice blown out one shade transition and it's going to kind of be kind of bigger or trying to cover a larger amount, this one's really good for that. It is kind of not as densely packed as the other ones. This one's very fluffy and has like less thickness to it, less dense. It's definitely a nice blending brush. All these are dirty because I've used them, except this one. This one's not dirty. I haven't used that one recently, but I've used other brushes like it, and it is also synthetic. But anyways, I do like this one for the more blown out look. It's really soft. It's not super really densely packed. So this is really good for blending a shade out. So yeah, this is again the E27 from Morphe, and this is one of my favorite, single favorite brushes. I love that. And then next one is this E22, Morphe E22. Obviously they're all Morphe. This one's more domed and it is more tightly packed. It is, it does have more bristles and it's a little tighter. So this one's really great if you're trying to pack on color that's a little more pigmented or deeper, and then you want to also have a little more control. And then it would be really good to kind of pack this down and kind of place it where you want and kind of go over it with this one and kind of blend it out. So this is kind of what I use this brush for. So just kind of placing a darker color in the crease, and you can blend out with this one, but it's easier to blend out with a more fluffy one. This one's more dense, so it is easier to kind of place the color that you want to do when you're doing more colorful looks or you're trying to get more pigment out of your eyeshadow. Moving on, this one is the E17. This one's a little smaller than this one, but very similar, but I guess the shape is really different. But I feel like really similar in the, no, not that one. It is a little more tightly packed than this one, but I use it in a very similar way as I use it to kind of blend out maybe my outer V. If I put a deep shade right here, I kind of use that to kind of blend that out. Again, it's more loosely packed. It is more dense than this one, but definitely not as dense as this one or this one. So it has kind of like a medium amount of hair. It makes it a little tighter, but it's still really easy to blend or even put down color and blend. So this one's kind of more versatile. Again, the E17, I love this one. And I do love the kind of length it has. Since it's kind of longer, it kind of gives it more of that blending power that you need. Okay, next up is this E18. Again, this one's kind of similar to the last one. This one's not great for blending unless you're kind of smudging. So yeah, so this is more of a smudging eyeshadow brush. So again, if you're gonna put a dark shade on your eyeliner maybe, or down here, this one is a little bit bigger for that, but you can do it. Or if you want to smoke this out like lower, this is a really good brush for that. But I use it usually to pack on, like if I'm really trying to deepen and kind of focus in one part or one section of my eye, or my outer eye, I use this brush. And again, it's an E18. I really do love it for that. That's more for placing color again. You can blend it out, but it's probably easier to kind of go in with the E17 and blend this shade out. Like if you place it down with this one, it's easier to blend it out with this one. That's kind of how I use them. Again, and then this one's the E36, and I usually use this one just for my lower corner, or if I'm trying to do a really like tight smoky eye on top. I'll place like liner or really dark eyeshadow, and I'll like kind of use it as liner, kind of smoke it out. This is what I use that out, usually just for smoking out really small, really detailed, or my lower lash line. This one's mostly my lower lash line, but sometimes I will use it to kind of smoke out liner. So again, this is the E36. I also really love this brush. Next up is this Morphe E29. I do use this when my other brush is dirty. Personally, my favorite eyebrow brush is this one from Billion Dollar Brushes. It's just the eyebrow brush, I guess. It's just smaller. I kind of just love that about it, how tiny it is. So if you can see that. But I mean, it does work. If you get it out of set and you don't have an eyebrow brush, this one will work. I just don't like how large it is. But yeah, it's fine. It works, and it's a synthetic brush. So yeah, and it does have the spoolie, a curved spoolie on the end. This one actually bent, but it comes straight. It comes straight, but I bent it just because that's how I like to kind of angle it and grab it. But it does have a curved one. This one's curved and it comes like that. But I did use this one for a long time, and I didn't hate it, but when this one came along, I kind of replaced this one. But it's still a good brush, a good eyebrow brush. So yeah. And then lastly, of what I have of the set, the set comes with a little bit, I think like 2 or 3 more brushes that I don't have, because like I said, they changed the set that it came in. They reselected what brushes or curated what brushes come in that set now. But unfortunately, this is the only one that I have. I don't have the other ones that they switched them out with. This is the M432. This is what it looks like. This is, again, kind of a really good liner brush if you're trying to kind of line your eye on top or trying to smoke out anything underneath. This one is a little more stiff, but sometimes it's what you need for a liner. This is a liner brush, so if you kind of use this shape, I really don't use this shape for that. I do sometimes use this kind of, not always this one in particular, just any brush like it. I have other ones that are similar. If I want to very precisely smoke out a shadow on my under eye, so even more precise than something like this. So this one is more curved, and this will give it a slight kind of brushed out, blended look, and then this will be like super, like almost like wet liner, even though it's meant for wet liner. But if you dip this in an eyeshadow or something, you can get it really, really tight and detailed, just like eyeliner. So I do like it for those situations, or even up here if you want it to be very straight. These are kind of helpful for that. But honestly, don't use these too much, but it is a synthetic brush, so I kind of like that about that. All about those synthetics. Now this brush set, I did not know, is mostly actually natural bristle, which I'm surprised, because 2 of my favorite brushes in this set I really assumed were synthetics, just because they perform very similarly to the synthetics in my other set that I really love. But this is from the Jaclyn Hill eye brush collection. I have this new one because I just recently bought more, but I have had these for a while now. I think I've only had them for 6 months, but they've been some of my favorite brushes. So finally pulled the trigger. I didn't want to, but something about those eye brushes, I was just like, I'll just try them and I'll see. And you know, I do like Morphe eyeshadow brushes. I was like, yeah, just go ahead, and I got hooked. But they're not synthetic brushes, unfortunately. They are natural bristle hairs. I think there's like 2 synthetic ones, but that's it. Yeah, so this one comes with a variety, and it's a cute little container. I don't really use containers like this for anything ever. Usually just give them away. So all this extra packaging I didn't need. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. This is what the set looks like. Again, mine are dirty, so I'm just not gonna even when I'm going to show you guys my dirty brushes. Anyways, this is what the set looks like. It comes with, what, 8 brushes. And then again, the little zipper pouch thing to travel in. I thought just these were synthetic, but all of them, but these 2 are actually synthetic. So these 2 are synthetic. It's again, a kind of like flat brush for kind of the under eye or liner, or like to smudge liner. This one's actually more of I don't know why I didn't just take it out of the packaging. I just didn't want to, but this one has more of a like softer duo fiber like texture at the top. I don't know if you can see it. I think you guys can. So it's a little softer. This one's more straight. This one's more for like kind of smoking out that liner look. I haven't really personally used this one, but that's kind of what I would use it. Again, like I don't really use this one. I don't use brushes like this, but I mean, it comes with the set, so I try to use what I have. So I'm just trying not to like waste them, you know. And then I have these two concealer-like brushes. I don't know if they're meant for concealer. It's just what I use them for. It's the, oh, by the way, this one was the JH43, the one I just mentioned. Sorry, I didn't mention the names on these. But it's, yeah. And then I have these two, like, I want to say they are like concealer brushes. This one's a Morphe JH42. It's the little one. Again, this is a natural bristle brush, so if you're not into that, I'm sorry. And then this one is the JH41. It's just a larger one. Again, another concealer brush. So these again are really good for either packing on a glitter or cut crease for concealer, or concealer, cut crease, whatever, those kind of like sharp details, or carving out your eyebrows. These are really good for that. Very, very soft, very high quality. Honestly, I'm kind of mad that Morphe makes these Jaclyn Hill brushes so much nicer quality than their other brushes. Honestly, I can't believe how like the different, it's almost like I'm talking about a different brand, even though I do believe that the previous set I talked about is really high quality and nice. I feel like some of their other sets are a little more hit and miss with the quality and the scratchiness and the texture. But these Jaclyn Hill ones are super, super soft. It seems like a different brand, honestly. I know it's a collab, but really your quality should be pretty consistent. Anyways, back onto this. These are very, very soft, very, very nice, and they're not super stiff for any of those concealer thing issues or whatever. They're gonna move how you need them to move. Honestly, I don't do concealer brushes or concealer cut creases or carving my brows, so honestly I don't use these that much, if ever. Sometimes I use like this one for glitter. I'll spray it, I'll wet it, and then I'll kind of place my glitter and stuff like that, or shimmers, or really pigmented shimmers, or I'll use this one for my inner eye corner at most, but really I don't use these too often. So now we're gonna get into, oh my goodness, other brushes. I still do use them though, so they're still worth these little ones in the set. Other than this one, I really don't use this one at all. But these other ones, again, oh my goodness, I feel bad even mentioning these because again, these are the white bristle brushes. These I would use. If I'm gonna use any white bristle brushes, it's these, because I feel like they are significantly softer than the others. These I honestly feel like, again, like they're made from a different brand. They just feel so soft. They're not scratchy. They're softer than even these black ones that are natural bristles. And I'm just like, why can't all Morphe natural bristles be this soft, you know? Like, why? Why are they a different consistency and like softness and smoothness, even though they're natural bristle? These are super soft. Again, I don't like to use these just because they get stained and gross, and that's just a personal preference, but these do perform really well when you do use them. I just hate that stained look from white bristle brushes, like natural white bristle brushes. I don't mind other natural white bristle brushes. Like I like these AOA Studio white bristle brushes. They're $1 a piece, true nice. But these, like, these are synthetic though. These are, sorry, the AOA ones are synthetic, so they kind of wash nicer. These natural bristles, they'll stain. So I really don't like that about brushes. So I know it seems crazy that I would buy a set for 3 brushes, but that's essentially what I did in this set. These are my 3 favorite brushes, and again, I know it seems crazy, but I did get the Jaclyn Hill set half off. That's why I bought them. I think they were half off for $20. I think it was, yeah, I think it was like $20 per set, or 25, I don't remember. But at that price, it's still cheaper than if I would have bought these individually by themselves, or about the same price, but I'm getting more brushes. These are my favorite of the set. This one, again, is a synthetic brush. This one's a really good, again, for like smoking out the lash. I actually use these a ton. I have a ton of similar ones like this, and I go through these so much just because when they get dirty, I try to grab another one, especially if I do a colorful look. I don't want to go grab one that I did a pink for a brown or a green, and then I'm going to use brown. I don't want to mix those colors, so I'll go through these pretty quick when I'm doing my under eye, my lower lash line. And again, this one's synthetic, which is nice. This one is the JH39. Really like this one. Did I say what number these were? These, I don't, you can find it on the website, I'm sorry. Moving on. This one is the JH40. Again, this one, oh my goodness. I would, if these were not natural hair bristles, I would shout these out so much, but I try not to shout them out too much because they are natural bristles, and I don't, could I live without these? Yeah. Do I want to? No, I don't want to live without these. I am not a stan for Jaclyn Hill, by the way. I'm one of the few people in this world that actually don't like her. I don't like what she stands for, and I don't respect her as a person. Excuse me, excuse my language, but I don't. I think she's very toxic and just a bad person. But moving on from that personal opinion. I do really think these brushes that she made with Morphe are really, really good and high quality. So I'm trying to get you guys the best information, and you guys can take it with a grain of salt and make your own personal preference. Again, this set is a hella good set. You don't need this as well, but I do love the set, so I did repurchase more recently. When they were half off though, I would not ever pay full price for anything Jaclyn Hill, ever. Anything. Just not happening. I bought her palette with Ulta points and I got it for free, you know. It's just not, it ain't happening. It's not happening. I'm not paying a dime towards that girl. Well, in a way I do, but you know what I'm saying. I did buy these half the set. It's like, I can't remember how much a set is. I think it's like $40. So I think I got it for $20. And then, because it was half off and I bought two. So, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I got hooked on these brushes and now I can't stop. Every time I bought this brush set, I've only gotten it half off the Morphe website. And so, unfortunately, yes, I do really love these brushes and I do highly recommend these. But I recommend you guys only buy them if they're half off, on sale, 30-40% off. Honestly, I would just do a Shop Tagger shout out right now. There's an app called Shop Tagger, and you can kind of go to a website and kind of go to your little general information and say Shop Tagger, and then share to Shop Tagger, and then it'll kind of ask you some questions, and then it'll let you know, it'll give you a notification of when stuff like this goes on sale. So it's kind of what I do. I didn't do it for this. I follow a bunch of sale Instagram pages on Instagram, obviously, and they're always sharing Morphe sales. So when I saw that this was half off, I went ahead and picked it up. But I would never pay full price for any of these, actually. But I haven't. But actually, I did pay full price for my first one of these. But after that, I only bought them on sale. It really makes no sense to pay full price when brands like these are constantly going on sale. And I never spoke with these. Just went on a rant. I'm sorry. So again, the JH30 and the JH40, you guys probably know what I use these for. This one's a really good brush for the, again, the crease, in the similar way that I would use the E27, obviously. Yeah, pretty similar. I do like this one's a little more domed and curved. So, and this one is a little bit softer and just, it's just softer than the other one, but this one is still really soft. This one's just dirty, actually. This one's brand new, so it's not a fair comparison. But these are soft. They just have different shapes, and but I use them for a really similar thing. I just really love how soft these are. And then same with this little one, but obviously I would probably I probably. I do use this one just more for my outer V to blend it out, or to my lower lash line to blend that out and stuff like that. So just a smaller, again, very, very, very soft. This one's actually a little more stiff, like in the pointiness, but it is super, super soft. So you do have that on that one. So yeah, this brush set is, I think it said $46. Again, I would never pay full price. I would just wait for a Morphe sale to pick up this Babe Faves brush set, eye brush set. And then again, just be on the lookout for, you know, Morphe set if you're interested in this one, of course. If you like, you know, natural bristles, and or you like little white handles, which is nice and expensive looking. I totally understand that vibe too. And you would use, you know, a lot of these brushes. Yeah, just wait for a sale. Morphe has sales all the time. Just wait it out, or follow those sale pages that you see on Instagram that constantly kind of post Morphe sales or any kind of sales online, makeup sales. I'll tag them in my link down below. They're really good websites that are Instagram pages that are constantly sharing good content on makeup sales. So that's kind of how I've been able to very affordably buy these, so, and repurchase them over time. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Those are my favorite Morphe brushes and why I love them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thanks. Bye.